And while your eyes are adjusting to this vast, immense space, and you're getting used to it, I'd like to share a few facts about the cistern with you. The Buffalo Bayou Park cistern was built in 1926 as an underground, well-fed reservoir to hold Houston's drinking water. It was built by the Fretz Construction Company, and it used to be called Standard Construction Company. There are 221 columns, and the central columns are 25 feet tall. The structure is 90 years old this year. The construction of it took 95 days to complete. There was 800,000 pounds of reinforcing steel in the whole structure, and over half of that is in the ceiling. The ceiling is 10 inches thick. The walls are 8 inches thick at the top and taper down out to 18 inches thick at the bottom. It is 27,000 square feet, and when filled with water at full capacity, it holds 15 million gallons. At the far corner to the west, water would be pumped in from the wells and would go out through the east corner here, out into the central processing plant. There is a slight slope in the grade of the floor to help facilitate the water exiting. Now we'll continue with the tour with Justin.
So before we get to the current status of the cistern and the Buffalo Bayou Partnership's plans for it, to really appreciate the space and understand why it was built, we need to know a little bit about Houston's history as well as the history of our water usage. Now, from Houston's founding in 1836 up until 1886, the primary water source for Houstonians was the bayou. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, did they drink that? Yes, they did. Now, back then the water quality was a little bit better than it currently is, but that said, it's still a very brackish water source, which means it doesn't have a good taste, and there's also a lot of silt you have to let settle before drinking it. Now, many early Houstonians did supplement their bayou water by capturing rain, drilling wells on their private property, and, if they could afford it, by having barrels of water brought in via stagecoach. One of the things that really shaped early Houston and our water usage was fires, particularly the 1878 City Market Fire. It devastated downtown Houston, and our city council realized we lacked the infrastructure or capability to adequately supply water for firefighting needs. We solved this problem by outsourcing it. 4 gentlemen from New York came to Houston and formed a private company, the Houston Waterworks Company. They had an exclusive distributorship for all the water in Houston. The very next year, 1879, they built their first pumping plant. It was down on the bayou by where the aquarium currently is. It was steam powered and could pump 2 million gallons of bayou water a day for Houston's usage. Now, in 1886, water was discovered 180 feet beneath the city of Houston. This is fresh water that's filtered through a layer of limestone and seemed like the ideal solution for our drinking water needs. The Waterworks Company quickly drilled 15 wells and began pumping. Now, this was fine for a while, but as Houston continued to expand, so did our water needs. These wells could not meet that demand, so what the Waterworks Company began doing was mixing in untreated bayou water with the well water. Right away, Houstonians realized something was amiss with their drinking water. It had a funny taste, there was lots of silt in it, etc. Now, the Waterworks Company insisted that bayou water was only used for firefighting purposes. However, there were a number of incidents that contradicted this. The most notable one occurred in 1903 when the water suddenly stopped flowing to the women's ward at the downtown police department. When the plumbers went in to find out what the problem was, they found the main intake pipe clogged with a 3-foot-long dead eel. Eels don't live in wells. Now, we laugh now and think it's kind of a funny, gross story, but at the time it was a very serious issue. So serious that the next year, 1904, the Supreme Court actually ruled that Houston's bayou water was unfit for any purpose. We couldn't even pump it for firefighting. It was also a large source of embarrassment, and in 1906, the mayor, H. Baldwin Rice,